Streaming. Okay, we are live. Let's see if we switch over. Okay, we are live. Okay, so welcome to class. We round robin back to chapter 1. Okay, so last week we finished chapter 15 and did a review and a crash course. Okay, 今天呢，我们从头开始，这是第一章。上个礼拜的话，我们就是这样子15，然后呢，补习跟呢教你们怎么去考试。So chapter 1, Introduction to Real Estate. Okay, so I'm gonna leave a message up here. Okay, so there will be no school next week. Okay, no school for Labor Day. Okay, Labor Day weekend. Okay, so that will be, look at my calendar. That'll be on the 5th. Okay, so it would be September 5th. Okay, so no school, Labor Day. Alright. Okay, so let's talk about California real estate. Okay. 我们上个礼拜呢放假了 ，OK， 没有学校 ，OK， 9月5号 ，OK， 这是这个劳工节了，所以我们休息一下 ，OK， 我们看看这个加州的房地产的市场 ，OK，Let's look at the real estate market in California. Okay, so if you have taken the course with me, okay, and this is a repeat, okay, you're gonna see I'm gonna draw this graph, very familiar graph, okay. The market always go up and down, okay, and it's always going up because of inflation. Okay, 我们这个经济这方面的话 ，right， 这边是钱，这边是时间 ，okay. So this is the time and this is the money graph, okay. The market always trending up, okay, always going up due to inflation. Okay. You know, your grandparents, right? They bought the house for what? $50,000, $25,000, right? Less than $100 grand. Okay. And now we're buying it at what? 200 grand, 300 grand, 400 grand, right? 500 grand. 以前呢，我们爷爷跟婆婆他买房子的时候，就是2万块到5万块 ，OK， 很便宜的。现在的话，20万、30万、40万、50万、100万都有 ，OK。But it's like a stock market, right? It go up and down, up and down, up and down, okay? I mean, previously the Dow, right, of the stock market is like 800, right? Now is what? Close to 30,000, right? Okay, you can see a trend up. Okay, real estate prices is the same. So any market, right? Housing market, the RE market is very similar. Okay, now let's look at what happened. Right? When was the last peak that we saw? Back in 06, right? And then it bottomed out at 2011。OK， 再高上次这个波浪 ，OK， 高峰是06年 ，OK， 然后呢低波到11年。So what about the previous set, right? The previous set was 1989. Okay, it was 96. That's going to bottom out. Okay, so when you look at this, okay, the previous one we don't know, okay, and then of course this one we don't know, okay. 上一波的话，1989年，right， 掉到下来这个96年 ，OK。所以我们这边呢 ，if you know, right, let's predict this, OK。我们要想象 ，OK， 看看这个利息怎么样 ，OK。They say that whatever it goes up, okay, it goes up 7 to 11 years, okay, and when it goes down to 5 to 7 years. See if this is true, okay？ 我们看看这个是不是真的 ，OK？ 上去了7年到11年，下来的话就5年到7年。So you could tell, right, the cycle here, up and down cycle, right, is 12 years to 18 years. Right, you add the two, right? Okay. This is up, this is down, right? The minimum, this is up, this is down, okay? Maximum. So this is the period, right? 这段时间的话，12年到18年，这是一轮啦 ，OK？ 高峰低峰。So let's see if this is true, right? 1989, right? Going down how many years? Exactly 7 years, right? Okay, 96 to 06, it went up how many years? Exactly 10 years, right? Okay, so it's between there, okay? And it goes down from 06 to 211, right? 06年到了11年 it went down 5 years. Okay, so now what is this, right? If we go up 7 to 11 years, right? 7 or 11, right? So 7 years is 2018. We passed that already. That's not the peak. So the next is expanding to 20. To 10 years. Sorry, this is not 11. This is 10. Okay, so this is 17. Okay, so then this will be 2021, which is next year. Okay, so 2021. Okay, so what will happen here? 为什么2020年21年 okay? We have the pandemic for over 6 months. Okay, it started in what? January in China, now is March in the US, right? So it started worldwide 9 months. Okay, 9 months ago. So what will happen to the housing market? Okay, there's about 10% unemployment. Okay, unemployment. Okay, 这个疫情 OK 1月份从中国这边开始了，到现在快9个月了 ，OK。现在没有工作的人在美国这是10%，OK。And you always take 80-20 rule, right? So 8% of these group, okay, they couldn't find another job. Okay, so you're gonna have 8% of the people starting in March, right? They have April, May, June, no payment, right? Forbearance. 4月、5月份、6月份他没有钱付房这个房贷 ，OK？ And then they extended to what? July, October, August, September, right? 它延期到7月、8月、9月 ，OK? And this is the cutoff point for one, right? 6 months. Some people just give up, so they sell their house, okay? Some people strive on, right? They do another forbearance for another 6 months, right? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, okay? 有些人不放弃，他就是延期再6个月 ，OK？ 等到3月份，明年的3月份 ，OK？ So this year, October to end of the year, or 2021, okay, April, okay, to June, okay, you're gonna have a glut of houses coming out, okay. That 8% will affect the market, okay, going down, okay. It may not be, the middle of the year, right? It may be the end of 2021, okay, that it will accelerate down. That's what I think, okay. 所以呢，我就是它可能不是前半年2021年前半年它不会掉的蛮厉害 ，OK， 但是下半年的话，它可能没有帮助的话，它会掉下来的 ，OK。But regardless, the market go up and down, right? Just like a stock market, you can make money going up, you can make money going down, okay, by playing foreclosure. Alright, so stick around with us and we'll tell you how to do that. Okay. 你在我们学校跟我们做房产的话，我们教你怎么去做拍卖屋来赚钱。Okay. Alright, so let's get back to the PowerPoint. Okay. Now you know better than anybody else out there now, more than 80% of people out there, of what's going on in the marketplace. Okay. This is your crystal ball, okay? 你们呢现在只知道 ，OK？ 这个房地产的市场 ，OK？ 你可以利用上这个知识了 ，OK？ 去赚钱。Alright, so they talk about the California market in general here, okay? And each state has their own real estate licensing laws, okay? 每个州它有自己的牌照的法律了 ，OK？ Meaningful technological changes in real estate. So right now with internet, the computer, okay, apps, and all these platforms, right? We could buy and sell real estate very easily. Okay, buyers now and sellers now go to what? Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. Okay, 90% of all buyers, right? They search the web before they contacting the agent. And then you have social media, right? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WeChat, right? WhatsApp, right? And Line, and all of that, okay? Social media, okay? 所以现在买卖房子很简单，每个人的90%的人呢是去房子这边 ，OK？ Zillow 啊、Trulia 啊、Realtor ，com 去找房子，去卖房子，看看自己价钱是多少。通过这个 social media，也可以的，Facebook 啊、Twitter 啊、微信啊，WeChat 等等，OK， 可以打广告，找客户，来做生意。So the high cost of real estate, okay, our median price is 600,000. Okay, the nation is probably still at below 400. Okay, below 400. So California and New York and Texas is pretty high. Okay, pretty high in terms of prices. Okay, the last one we had was back in 06 all the way to 11, right? Because all the loans are defaulting. Okay, this time is the pandemic. Okay, it will be the pandemic who's gonna drag the market down. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, and it's continually adjusting. All right, so looking at the market, you have a split market. Okay, 我们的市场分开两段的。Okay, you have the magic mark is about 600 here. Okay, anything below 600, they're going like crazy. Okay, anything above 600, okay, they are being stagnant or it's trending down. Okay, because we still have a lack of housing. A lot of people still driving the price up. Okay, anywhere from 250, 350, right, 450, 550. Okay, all these price ranges going up. Okay, it's going crazy. Okay, while above that, right, some of them, it's in this gray area to 1 mil, right? Okay, this gray area sometimes it goes up, right? Sometimes it's flat, sometimes it's down. Okay, but anything beyond 1 mil is not moving. Okay, flat line. Okay, 好了，我们讲讲那个 OK， 60万以下的房子的很活了 OK， 25万、35万、45万、55万 OK， 涨上来了 OK， 标价上来。60万到100万的话，可能这个比较模糊了，有些区就上去，有些区就下来，有些区是平的 OK， 超过100万的话就是平线 OK， 因为很少人去投资 OK， 除非他自己买房自己记住了 OK。Okay, real estate, a very profitable profession. Okay, and we get paid a commission. Typically, it is 6% split by 2, so it's 3. Okay, but then competition comes in as at 5% split at 2 is 2.5. Okay, and it's trending for 4. Okay, split by 2, you get 2. Okay, but nevertheless, okay, even at 2% versus 3%, it's still a very lucrative profession. Imagine you sell a house for $600,000. Okay, at 3%, that's 18 grand. Okay, and if you're on the 80% comp, okay, times 0.8, that's 14.4k. Okay, 你卖一套60万的房子，3% 的话就是1万8。OK， 你 80% 的佣金的话 ，right， 11400块。Okay, even at 2%, okay, that's at 12K. Okay, that'll be 9,600. Okay, 这个是2% 的话，12000 ，right？ 12000你乘了80 ，OK？ 不止这个 wrong info， OK？ is 10,800. Okay, let me confirm. No. It's I had it right. Sorry. 9,600. Okay, 9,600. So the difference between this and that, right, is about 4K, 5K, okay? 1%, 6K. 6 times 8, 4,800, right? 4,800. $5,000 difference. But nevertheless, it's close to $10,000 for one sale, okay? And if you do 6 of them, that's 60K, right? Close to 60K. 一年你做6栋的话 ，right 就6万块了 ，right? Okay, so when it comes to commission, right? The answer is negotiable. Always negotiable. It's not set in stone. Okay, one of the exam questions on the test is that who sets the commission? Right? A, the seller. B, the buyer. C, the broker. Right? D, the listing agent. Okay. No, D is negotiable. Sorry, negotiable. Okay. So the answer is D, negotiable. Okay. Anyone could set it, right? You have to agree to it. So you have to negotiate. Okay. 他考试的时候有一题就是问到谁把这个佣金固定 ，OK， 是卖主吗？买主吗？还是 broker？ 还是 D 可以讨价还价 ？OK， 答案进去的答案就是 D 可以讨价还价 ，OK， 这个有记住 ，very important, right? Remember this, okay? Real and personal property. So let's look at the difference, okay? 我们这个不动产跟可以动的产呢，有什么差别？就是现财产 ，OK？ 跟不动产有什么差别 ？Ownership is a bundle of rights, okay? The bundle is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? First is possession, okay? You own it, right? 这个房子是你的。Enjoyment, 你可以享受。You could control it, 你可以控制它 ，OK？ Disposition, 你可以处理，怎么处理呢？租出去啊，卖啊，贷款啊等等 ，OK？ Disposition is that a lot of things. You could sell it, you could lease it, you could get a loan against it. Okay, that's called disposition. All right, so this bundle, right? Possession, enjoy, control, disposition. Okay. 所以这4样东西你要记住。Real property is the right or interest that a person has in the land or anything attached to the land. OK， 不动产的话，就是地皮加上按上地皮的东西，这是你的。So land above and below the surface. Okay, including literal and riparian rights. Literal is what? Lake, right? And ocean. Okay. Lake and ocean. Okay, 这是湖。 跟海洋边的水 ，OK。Riparian is what? 河 rivers, and streams 小河 Okay, rivers and streams is called riparian. Okay, lake and ocean water is called littoral. Okay, 这两个单词你们有记住 Okay, this two vocabulary you have to know, and they will test you at least 1 to 2 questions on it. Okay, 它会考试考你的 Okay, 关于哪一方向的水这个群里 Okay. Anything permanently attached or affixed to the land, called improvements, such as buildings, fences, walls, and trees, right, is included in the real estate. Okay, 站了在地上的 ，OK， 房楼啊、围墙啊、果树啊、树啊等等，都是不动产。Anything incidental or opportune to the land, shares of the water stock company easement, is also real estate. Okay, 跟着这个地来的 ，right， 这个央路啊 ，right， 等等 ，right， 这个水的股票 ，right， 因为供应水的公司这个区域里面 ，OK， 你有这份股票 ，right， 这个也算不动产的。That which is immovable by law, attached by roots, vegetation, landscaping. OK， 不可以移动的 ，OK， 这是不动产。So if you have a tree, right, by roots on the ground, versus you have a tree growing in a pot, okay. This is the land. So this tree is real estate. Okay. This tree in a pot, okay, is personal property. Okay. 这棵树站了在地上，根生了在地里面的话，这是不动产。OK， 这棵树在一个盆子里面养的，这个是私人财产，你可以移动。Okay, you can move this away, right? But this, you cannot easily move it. Okay. All right. Another concept is that if you own this surface area, okay, whatever below to the center of Earth is yours, and everything to the sky is yours. Okay. Limit 30,000 feet. Okay, you're not gonna go that high anyway, right? So the nation will cover this space. Okay. So anything below, anything above is yours. Okay, 如果你有这个地皮的话，上面所有的东西到地球的中间都是你的，上面的空间也是你的。Okay, 范围的话是3万尺。Okay, 超过3万尺的话，这是国家的嘛。Okay. Alright, let's talk about personal property. Okay. So any property that is movable or cannot be properly classified under the definition of real property. Okay. 这是财产可以移动的，然后它也不是不动产，这是私人财产。Anything not defined as real property. Emblements, right? Growing crop cultivated annually, fruits and nuts. Personal property. Okay. Emblement 就是这个果啊 ，OK， 坚果啊 ，right， 等等，这个是私人财产 ，OK， 这个不是不动产，你可以摘下来的嘛 ，OK。The ownership of personal property is transferred with the bill of sale. 怎么转让私人财产呢？你有一个清单叫 Bill of Sale。Why do they have to do that? California wants to charge you a sales tax. Right? 你有付税的。Right? 你买卖私人财产的时候， right? 是有税的。Fixtures. Okay? Remember, is personal property attached to or incorporated into the land such as manner to become real property temporarily. Okay? Fixture 的意思就是私人财产 ，OK， 也是安装在地下、墙壁上面，这天花板上面 ，OK， 这变为不动产了，暂时性的 ，OK。好像你餐厅有炉头啊、冰箱啊等等 ，OK， 所有都是私人财产，但是你安了在地上的话，变为不动产，然后你搬这个餐厅，你把它搬走 ，OK， 可以移动的，这种设备就叫 fixture。These are equipment used in a business, right? So think of Maria, right? When you want to test it. Method of attachment. 你怎么样去安装 adaptability, right? 你怎么去用的？你的 intention, right? 你将来是不是不动它了，还是你给房东了 ，right? Relationship with the parties, right? 你跟这个房东有没有协议等等 ，right? And then of course 协议 ，right? 这个关系协议 ，OK? Trade fixture is always personal property. Remember that, okay? Removable, exception to the rule. OK， 可以移动的 ，OK， 所以它有一点差别在这边 ，OK。The equipment used in the normal course of business, which is considered personal property as long as any removal damage can be repaired, right？ 你移动之后，你又修补这个地啊、墙壁啊等等 ，right？And it's also transferred by bill of sale. OK， 你买卖它就是要用一个单子来买卖，它有抽税。Method of land description， 我们怎么形容地皮呢？ common address 普通的地址 doesn't give enough information to properly describe or locate a property. OK， 它没有这么多的资料可以形容你的房子啊、地皮啊等等。OK， 只有一个地址，对，你知道在哪里，但是不知道这个内容。OK。So three legal types of land description. OK， 有三种方式来形容。OK，One meets and bounds surveyor's map. OK， 第一种呢就是用距离跟这个范围 ，right？Two sections and township government survey. OK， 用政府这个方式来操作这个怎么去分配这些地 ，OK。Three lot, block and tract recorded subdivision， 这是老方式，它记录下来 ，OK， 哪一片地 ，right， 哪条街，哪一个地皮等等。Alright, so let's look at the first one, meets and bounds surveyor's map, right? So you have the distance, right? 这个距离是多少的 right? And then you have the bounds, right? The starting point, ending point, right? 它从哪里开始，从哪里结束 ，OK？ 这个比较重要 ，OK？ You have natural bounds and man-made bounds, right? Natural bounds 就是自然的，就是河边啊、树啊、一个大石头啊、大石头 ，right？ 还是人操作的 ，right？ 那个水道 ，right？ 路 ，stake benchmarks， right？ 钉子等等 ，OK？So it looks something like this, right? So it starts here, right? They say from this fence corner, okay, go east, right? How many feet? 2,600 feet, right? Okay， 它在形容它了 ，OK， 从这个围墙的钉子 ，right， 到东边去2600多尺，到这个钉子 ，right， 这个围墙的corner， right。And then you go southeast, right, to a iron pin in the wall, right? 就是东南边斜度是多少 ，right? 到这个钉子在这个墙壁上面，回去西边到另外一个围墙的角角 ，okay? You go to the fence corner, right? Go west. 2,500 feet, okay? And then you go northwest. How many feet? Back to the reference point, okay? 你往东北西北走 ，OK？ 回到原来这个围墙找找 ，OK？ And then now you know, right? This is your land within that boundary. OK， 所以呢，你知道这个范围呢，这是你的地皮。OK， another section, right? Section and township. Okay, this is a little bit more complex. There's 3 starting points in California. 有3个点。Okay， 北加州 Northern California, the Humboldt baseline. Central California, Mount Diablo Base. Okay, Southern California, San Bernardino baseline. Okay， 北加州就是这个 Humboldt 点 ，OK， 中加州就是 Mount Diablo 点 ，OK， 我们南加州就是 San Bernardino 点。So it's here, right? Northern California, Central, and Southern California. Okay, and then they spread out. So baseline runs east and west, right? It's called baseline. Okay, 从东西方向走的。Okay, and they mark every 6 miles. Every 6 miles. Okay, meridians runs what? North and south. Okay, 这个南北方向的，也是6个英里，每6个英里 ，OK。And each tier, right, is called a tier, right? When it goes like this, these are the tiers. Okay, ranges are here, okay, horizontal ranges. Okay, so remember baseline with ranges, meridian with tiers. Okay, reading tiers and section description. Okay, each township is divided into 36 sections. 一个小镇 ，OK， 这是6英里乘6英里 ，OK， 有36段在里面 ，OK， and then they number it, OK， let's show you a picture. Okay, so you see baseline, right? These are ranges, right? Ranges, right? 一个 baseline， 这个东西线的话 ，right？ 它叫 ranges. Meridian, right? You got tiers. Okay, and it's 6 miles every segment is 6 miles, 6 miles, 6 miles, right? 6 miles, 6 miles, 6 miles. Okay. So you know where you are, right? So if you're somewhere in here, okay, or in between the two, right? 看看你的地皮在哪里了 okay? It's an imaginary grid, right? So a township has 36 sections, right? 6 by 6. Okay, so it starts at 1, upper right hand corner, right? Northeast corner, and it goes like this. Okay. That's how they number them. Okay. Why you say, oh, this is not 7? Okay. Well, you don't want to waste your time, right? You know, you walk all the way here, and then you start at 7, and you walk back, and this is 13, right? So they just go along the way. Okay, they zigzag and name it and number it that way. Okay, so that's how I do that. Okay, and then they reference, right? This is the northwest quarter of the whole township, and then they break it down, right? This is the northwest of the northeast. Right, this is southeast of the northeast. Okay, and then they break it down further, right? So it's a little bit confusing, but you get the idea. Okay, first they name the smaller section, and then where reference the larger section, and then for the larger section. OK， 它的形容它在哪个方向 ，right？ 它是从小的这个范围 ，right？ 长到大的范围，所以它就是这个一块，就是长西北边 ，right？ 这个呢，它是长 OK， 东北的西北边 ，OK， 这是这一块，还是西北边的在东北边里面 ，OK， 这样子来形容 ，OK。Alright, the last one, okay. Lots, block, and tracts. Recorded subdivision. Okay, so a tract 是片地 right? The name of the sign of the subdivision. Okay, 这一片地它有名字的，还是有号码 ？Okay. Sometimes it's even a word or phrase, right? But right now it's just a number. 以前呢，它是一句话，一个名字 ，right? 现在它这个号码代替它了 ，okay? A block, which block it is, and then which lot it is. Okay, 这个街道 ，right？ 你到哪条街 ，right？ 然后呢，哪一块地皮 ？So it looks something like this. So if you want to identify 22, right? So this whole tract of land is called Short Line Beach Subdivision Number 2. 这一片地，它名称叫 Short Line Beach Subdivision Number 2. Okay. 街道 ，right？ 一条街 ，the whole block is what? On the 21st block. Okay. 21st block. And then the lot is number 22. Okay, number 22. Okay. 街道号码21 Okay. 地皮号码22 So you describe this as reverse, right? Lot 22 in which block? In 21st block of what? Which tract? Subdivision. Short Line Beach Subdivision Number 2. Okay, so you always say lot, block, and tract. Okay, and then they say it's recorded in what? Book 4, page 42 of the maps in Los Angeles County. Okay, so you find book 4, page 42 is on there. Okay, 他会长登记了在哪里呢？第4本书 ，OK， 42页，在洛杉矶 County 里面记录下来了。Okay. Alright, so let's look at some numbers and references. Okay, 1 acre 一个英亩 ，okay, is 43,560 feet. Okay, this you have to memorize by heart. Okay, 这个你要记住，怎么记住呢？我给你一个方式。The way I remember this is easy. Okay, I know it's about 200 by 200 feet. Okay, so it's about 40,000 square foot. Okay, 大概200次乘200次，一个方的英亩 ，OK， 4万方尺。But these numbers is tough to memorize, right? So I just think of 3, 4, 5, 6, 0. And then I reverse the first 2 digits. Okay? So now it's 4, 3, 5, 6, 0. Alright, 43,560 square feet. Okay, an exact square acre is 208.71 feet times 208.71 feet. Okay, and that equals to this. So that's number 1, you have to memorize. Okay, number 2, 1 mile, 一个英里 equal to 5,280 feet long. 5280尺英尺 okay? And this one, a square mile, which is what? 1 section, right? It has 640 acres. Okay? This is equal. 一个方英里的话 right, 有640英亩. So remember that, right? A square mile, which is a section of a township, it has 640 acres. Okay, let me call up the student. Hey, how? 对啊，我在课程里面，在房地产，对。你就会找到还群里面不一样。Yeah, highlighted, 对 highlighted, 对，好，拜拜。Okay, so a township, you know, it has 36 sections. Okay, 一个小镇里面有36个方英里 ，okay, 在里面。When they say a commercial acre, it is an acre minus any required public dedication, like streets, parks, etc. OK， 上页的音母 OK 是小于普通音母，为什么呢？它有剪出来的街道 OK 跟那个公园啊等等 OK， rods OK and chain you know just know what they are OK， 另外一种方式来量这个距离的 OK， 这个很久以前的 OK， 你可以知道，但是你不用，现在都不用了 OK， 很少人用这个。Alright, so doing the math, okay, and they typically look at the area, right? So some problems they even tell you, right? An acre of land that contains, right? They tell you, right? Right there, they tell you. Okay， 你做题的时候，有时候他告诉你英亩多少方子在里面，他已经告诉你。Okay。One second. Hello.
Hello，我是今天来想考那个3门。
哦 ，OK。
前面是说天吗？
左手边，这第后面。
OK， 谢谢你。
Okay, give me 2 minutes, okay? I will be right back. Okay, so they are asking how many acres is a parcel of land that measure 330 feet by 660 feet? 他就问 ，OK， 这块地皮有多少英亩 ？OK， 如果它是330乘660。So very simple, right? You take the total area, you times it out. 330 times 660, you have 217,800. And they give you the answer here, right? Interim answer. You have to divide that acre, right, into this big number, right? The total number. So you take 217,800 divided by 43,560 equal roughly about 5 acres. Okay. 你拿那个这个总数的平方尺的总数 ，OK， 然后除什么1个英亩的平方尺，就等于大概是5个英亩。OK， 等一下。Okay, let's go to example number 2. Okay, it says here if an acre is divided into 4 equal lots, with each lot placed parallel to the other and having the depth of 240 feet, what is the width of each lot? So it goes something like this. Okay, they say an acre, okay, 一个英亩, okay, so this is exactly 1 acre. And you know it is 43560 square feet. Okay. Further, they say they divide into 4 equal lots, parallel to each, right? So 他们呢分隔4个地皮，一模一样的面积 ，OK？ 然后这个深度 The depth of each of these parallel lots is 240 feet. Okay, from here to here. So, and they want to find out what is the width of each lot. Okay, so they want to find out how wide is each of these lots, right? So you have to find out the big one and then divide it by 4, right? So it's an area problem, right? 这是面积的算术题 right? 你就找 OK 这个宽度除个4就好了，因为它是全部是 equal 等于的 right? 一模一样的地皮这个面积 OK? So you take what? You take the whole area, okay? Divided by, okay, 240. So you have 960 feet, and then divide that by 4. So it's 400. It's 45.4 feet. Okay. So use your calculator, right? You put in 43560 divided by 240, right? You have 181, right? 181.5 divided by 4 is 45.4. Okay, round it off. Okay. The way that they do it, right, is they say that this area is equal to 204 feet times the 4 lots, right? They take the entire lot, okay, and then they divide that way, okay? So they take 43560 divided by 960, which is the same result, okay? But this way is more understandable. You first find, this is the length, right, or the depth, okay? And this is your width, the total width. From here to here, okay? And then you divide it by 4, okay? Okay, so this ends chapter 1, okay? You know the California market, which goes up and down, okay? And you know the coming downturn, okay? If it turns down, okay? It's not guaranteed, okay? But we suspect it will start the end of this year and deep into middle of next year. Okay, so 2021 is the year to watch the housing market. Okay, it also depends on the interest rate too. Okay, how the interest rate holds up. Okay, and then we talk about how to describe a land. Okay, 我们怎么去形容这个地皮。And we also talk about real estate versus personal property. Okay, 我们这是比较 不动产跟私人财产。OK， 好，我们休息10 minutes. We'll rest for 10 minutes and then come back. Okay, and then we could go to chapter 2. Okay, but I want everybody to be aware that next week, next Saturday, there's no school. Okay, no school because of Labor Day. Okay, no school. Remember that, okay? Don't show up online and say where's the teacher? No class next week. Remember that, okay? Labor Day. Okay, enjoy your next weekend off, okay? So you can look at other videos from the channel and then continue and study, okay? Alright, so let's take 10 minutes and then we'll be back, okay? So break till 10:20. Okay, we're back. Okay, let's start with chapter 2, estate transfers and titles. 好了，我们回来章子2，我们讲怎么去房产的方面，怎么去转让，跟那个产权的方面。Estate ownership，OK，、不动产的财产了 ，OK， 你所有的不动产 ，OK。So estate is talk about ownership。那个 estate 这个单词呢，就是你有的房产 ，OK。So what is it? What is an estate? Estate is a interest, share, right, or equity in real estate that vary from a minimal right of a renter to maximum full right of an owner. OK， 它就是关于房产的方面的话，你有一个股份，有权利 ，OK， 有就是有分配在里面的 ，OK。从一个租客的角度来看，到你是这个屋主来看 ，OK。Okay, this word freehold estate, freehold， 这个单词 freehold 什么意思呢？ Freehold estate are the greatest degree of ownership you can have under the law. OK， 这是最高的权利 ，OK， 法律权利，你可以控制这个房产。Okay, as you can see, is on top, right? Freehold estate. And then they talk about estate in fee, estate of inheritance. Okay, 这是财产的方面。它分开两类 ，they separate into two. One is fee simple absolute. The other one is qualifying condition limitation. It's called defeasible. Okay， 它有一种分开两种的话，就是一个是全有的产权 ，OK。另外的话，它有条件的产权 ，OK。And then we have life estate. It depends on someone's life, the grantee's life. Okay, you could give it back under revision or keep it and pass it on to someone else. Okay， 这种产权的话，就是看接受这个财产的房产的人的寿命。OK， 他死了之后，他又返回给这个主人的 ，OK， 这个屋主，还是呢，他可以给他后人 ，OK， 就变为 estate and remainder。好，我们看看的内容。Okay, the word estate in fee. Okay, owner holds all rights for unlimited period. Okay, the word fee, right, or they call it fee simple. Okay, this is the highest right that you could have in real estate. Okay, it's called freehold, right? But they talk about conditions that restricts the fee estate. So if that's the case, that would become fee simple defeasible. Okay, you have condition precedent before, you have condition subsequent, which is after. Okay, so there's different class of fee estates. Okay, if we have conditions of it, it's called defeasible. 有条件的话 ，right， 这个名称叫 defeasible。没有条件的 ，OK， 这是 feasible。那它条件里面的话，有之前的条件、之后的条件都有的。Give you some example, right? The grandfather passing on a piece of property to the grandson, and it states that, hey, you must be 25. One condition, right? 2, you must be married. Third condition, you must have 2 kids. Okay, so 3 conditions. 爷爷可以给他孙子一栋房子 ，right？ 他有条件的 ，OK？ 你先达到25岁，第二呢，你有结婚 ，OK？ 加上呢，你有2个小孩 ，OK？ 房子就属于你的了 ，OK？ 好 ，next。Life estate is called indefinite period. Okay. Feed estate is unlimited period. No timeline. It's forever. Okay. So life estate is an indefinite period. It has an expiration. Okay. Expiration on the life of the ones who's holding the life estate. Okay. Interest in real property for the length of the designated person's life is called life estate. Okay. All of these rights, 他的权利很像是他的，他是物主了。Okay. The grantor holds a estate in revision. The property will return to the grantor if and when that person dies. Okay. Upon the death of the designated person, life tenant loses ownership interest. Ownership goes to another life tenant, then it's called estate in remainder. 他继续给另外一个人的话，就变为 estate in remainder， 他不收回去 ，OK， 收回去就是 estate in revision， 不收回去 ，OK， 叫 estate in remainder。So when they give it back to the grantor, right, it's called estate in reversion. When it doesn't, it passes on to another life tenant. It becomes estate in remainder. Alright, freehold is what we talk about, right? Now they talk about less than freehold, right? 小于 freehold. 什么叫小于 freehold 呢？就是租房嘛，租出去，租客。The first one is estate for years. Now the word years here is very confusing. Okay, it's for any fixed period of time. 这是一段时间哦 ，OK，it could be hours， 几个钟头 ，days 几天，几个月，几年，都是 call estate for years。OK， 它的名称就是 estate for years，OK， 一段时间。Okay, remember that, okay? So they will test you, right? Just because of this word years, right? They will trick you to select answers that says every year, right? It's not every year. It's either 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years, but not every year. Okay? If it's every year, it will be the next one. Let's stay from period to period. It's a renewable agreement to rent or lease property from period to period, usually month to month or week to week. OK， 这个是重复的 ，OK， 循环的 ，right？ 你每一天租，每一个礼拜租，每一个月租，重复，OK， 叫 estate from period to period. Alright, estate at will. What does that mean? Rental agreement for indefinite period of time. Okay. On the rental agreement, there's no end date. So you need a 30-day notice to terminate. OK， 租约里面呢没有说什么时候结束，所以呢这种租约的话，你有宣布30天的停止 ，OK， 这是取消有30天的 notice。Alright, estate of sufferance, tenancy and sufferance, right? The same. Lessee, the tenant, will not vacate after the term of the estate has run out. 它到期了，它还没搬走。这个名称叫 estate of sufferance 或 tenancy as sufferance。所以这个两个单词是一样的 ，right？ 什么意思呢？租客他的租约到期了，他还没搬走，他没有说他没有付房租哦 ，OK？ 他只就说他没有搬走，所以呢，他没有协议了 ，OK？ 协议已经结束了。OK, acquisition and transfers, right? 怎么去买卖跟转让 ？Let's talk about transfer, right? Any changeover in ownership of the property, right? 你转名字，这是转让了 ，right? Acquisition means to acquire, buy or pull in. Right? 这个单词 acquisition 就是你买回来的 ，OK？ 你要的东西。Alienation means the opposite, right? To transfer, sell or push away. 这不要了 ，alienation。OK， 不要，你转出去 ，push away， 推走。OK。So there are 7 basic steps to transfer a real property. 有7种方式去转让一个不动产。1. A deed， 用那个产权证。2. A will， 遗嘱。3. Probate， 审判。州政府去审判。Interstate succession， 州政府没收。Accession， 增加的地皮，增加房产 ，Occupancy， 这是有住客的有关的 ，and dedication， 礼物，OK， 我们看看内容。Transfer by deed, that's the most common way to do a transfer, right? You buy or sell, right? So you use grant deed. Transfer full title using the word grant， 有用了动词在里面 ，okay? Includes the implied warranty that right owner has not conveyed title to anyone else， 只有给你，只有转让给你。Property is free of encumbrance other than those disclosed， right？ 没有其他的干扰 ，right？ 就是他已经宣布给你 ，OK， 里面有什么内容。After acquired rights, any obtained after the sale are retroactively transferred. Okay. 之后呢，他就不管了。Okay. Grantor is the person who grants property or the property rights, typically the seller. Okay. 卖主就是 grantor 了。Okay. 他转让东西给你，这个产权给你。Grantee is the buyer， 是买主。他接受这个产权 ，okay. Grantee is the person whom the grant is made, typically is the buyer, right? So on a grant deed, right, the buyer does not have to sign, okay. 买主不需要去签那个产权证的 ，OK， 要这个卖主这个 seller 去公证去签那个产权过去。Quick claim， okay， 这是放弃。Conveys only the rights that a person may hold, right? Quick claim make no covenant or promises. It guarantees nothing. It's just stating or affirming that this person give up his right to that property. Can convey any rights the grantor may have. And it clear up some of the cloud on the title, right? So between husband and wife, right, it is her property or is his property, right? 夫妻两个他的姓名是谁的房产 ，okay? And it's also called a quiet title action. So it's a court proceeding to remove a clause on the title to the real property. Okay? It's just to make sure that the title belongs to the right person. Scam calls. Sorry about that. Okay, subtypes of deed. Okay, 产权里面也有很多种的。They got different types of deeds. Gift deed, right? 礼物 right 产权，你就给你后人 right 给你的兄弟姐妹 right. A tax deed given when property is sold as payment of past due property taxes. 你没有付房地产税的话，他可以拍卖你的房子。Okay? 买主买到之后，他有个 tax deed. Administrator deed or executor's deed is given to purchaser of a deceased person's real property. Okay? 这个屋主死了，他有处理，他就用上这个产权。自己家人去产权的话，这是 executor's deed。Okay? 通过法庭的话，这是 administrator deed. Sheriff's deed. So executive deed is done by the family member and through the court or through an administrator. Okay. Sheriff's deed is granted to purchase of a court order sale. 法庭判断要拍卖房子去赔偿，这是叫 sheriff's deed. Trustee deed is the most common type of foreclosure deed. 这是拍卖房子的，普通拍卖房子。Okay, 你不付银行的话，银行来拍卖，这个叫 trustee's deed. Okay. A guardian deed is for a person who is underage, minors, or incompetent, right? 脑子有问题的，老人家 right 还是少年 right 18岁以下的，他有监护人的产权。Land patent is used by government to grant public land to an individual. 这个是政府送地皮给个人的，叫 land patent. Okay, so you can look at something like this, right? This is a picture of a grand deed and a picture of the quitclaim deed, okay? Very similar here is to say after it is filed, mailed to who, right? 这个是做完记录之后寄回给谁 ，right? 然后这个是地址 address, okay? And basically, who they granted to, right? Or they quit claim to, okay? And then obviously they sign, okay? And then dated. And then here is being notarized. Okay? Notarize. 这个有公证的 ，OK？ 你想记录，你有公证 ，OK？ If you want it to be recorded, you need to get it notarized. Alright, let's talk about valid deed, OK？ 正规的、有效的产权需要什么东西 ？It must be in writing， 要写下来的，嘴巴说没用。OK？ Properly describe the parties, grantee and grantor. 要写清楚 ，OK？ 谁给谁的产权 ，OK？ 买主跟卖主 ，OK？ So grantee is the buyer, okay? Grantor is the seller. Okay? Adequately describe the property, right? What type of property do you have？ 房子它又写出来是什么房楼 ，OK， 在哪里等等 ，OK。Contain a granting clause, an action clause. Such and such, so and so grants who this property, okay, and it has to be signed by the grantor, which is the seller, okay。刚才我说就用那个动词，他给谁，grant 就是给嘛，产权给谁，怎么去转让给谁。然后呢，这个 grantor 这个卖主有签字，签字时候有公证的 ，OK。So these are the 5 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in order to have a valid deed. OK， 5样东西没有的话，它不是正规的产权证 ，OK。The delivery, right？ 怎么去送这个东西 ？Property is not transferred until the deed is delivered with the intent of passing title. OK， 有3种方式去送这个产权 ，OK。Number 1, manual delivery, right？ 手递上去 ，OK。Direct transfer from grantor to grantee， seller 只是交给这个买主，可以的。Deliver through recording， 他送上去就是通过这个登记就行。Putting title in the grantee's name in a county record. Okay, if you go through recording, you have to get it notarized. Okay， 你想登记的话，你必须要公证。Conditional delivery， 有条件的 specific event must occur before the deed is delivered manually. Okay, just like the example I gave you of the grandfather giving the grandkid. All the condition A, B, C, D has been met, then grandpa or the representative of the grandpa will give to the grandson his deed. Okay， 他符合3个条件，25岁结婚，2个小孩 ，OK， 他产权就送给这个孙子了 ，OK。Alright, something we need to clear up, okay? Very, very important. And that's where a lot of students lose a point or 2 on the test. The word trust deed is not a deed. It's not a deed, but rather a conveyance. It gives bare legal title to the trustee with the power to sell. Okay， 这个单词 trust deed 不是一个产权证，它是一个抵押书。So this is not a deed. What is it? It's a collateral. Collateral. Stating that this house is a collateral to the loan that I'm taking out from the bank. Okay. So in California, since the trust deed are loans to finance homes, the word deed can cause some confusion, and it does. Okay. Now, you saw some other deeds, right? Okay. Subtype of deeds. You see this one here? It's called trustee deed. That is a real deed. OK， 这个是操作人的产权证，这个是真的产权证。OK，without the E, the T, the E's, the double E's, then is a collateral. Trust deed is a collateral. OK, remember that. OK， 你要记住 ，trust deed 这是抵押书 ，trustee deed 这是产权证。OK。Alright, so remember that, okay? Trust deed is not a deed, it's a collateral, okay? Remember that. they will give you an example, right? The following are deeds: A, sheriff's deed; B, trustee deed; C, trust deed; D, gift deed, right? And then they say the following are deed except, right? One of them is not a deed, so trust deed is not a deed. 所以他考试的话，他会告诉你 ，OK， 上面全部都是产权证，有一个不是，哪一个？ right？ 他就给你 sheriff's deed 啊 ，trustee deed 啊 ，trust deed 啊，然后gift deed 啊 ，right？ 不是 deed 就是 trust deed，OK？ So very very important, right? Remember that, okay? Alright, transfer by will, okay? 用遗嘱来转让 right? A will is a document created by the person stating how that person's property is to be conveyed after his or her death. 遗嘱 okay? A witness will is what? 有证人的遗嘱，就是 typed 打印出来的 ，usually prepared by attorney， 这是律师敲作的 ，dated 有日期 ，signed by the property owner，OK， 这个屋主签字 ，declared authentic by at least 2 witnesses 有2个证人，所以 3 signatures total。The maker and 2 witnesses， right？ 写遗嘱的人加上2个证人。A holographic will， 这种遗嘱的话 ，entirely handwritten, dated and signed， 手写的，他有日期，然后他签字。Okay, Doctor is a change in the will before the maker's death. Okay， 他没有死之前，他改他遗嘱，这种文件叫 Doctor Okay. Another way to do it is revocable living trust. So 是，它是通过这个信托来转让 ，OK， 这个财产。So it's a trust that is effective during the life of the owner rather than upon his or her death. It can eliminate probate， 它就跳过这个审判呢 ，and serve the same function as a will， 很像遗嘱一样 ，and may reduce excise tax， 也可以有一些税它可以免了 ，OK。See an attorney。OK， 又找一个好的律师帮你去操作这个信托 ，OK。Alright, transfer by probate, okay, 审判 Superior Court approval. So probate 审判 is a Superior Court procedure to determine the will's validity, any creditor's claim, and establish the identity of the rightful beneficiary. Okay， 他这审判怎么去审判呢？他通过这个法庭，给看看那个遗嘱是不是真的还是假的 ，right？ 他有没有欠债 ，right？ 然后呢，他给他受益人的财产 ，okay。So from a family, if it's male who's doing it, it's called executor. If it's female, it's called executrix. Is named in the will. Okay， 遗嘱里面就叫谁帮他去操作。Administrator male or administratress female is appointed by the court. Okay, if they didn't say who's going to take care of the will, the court will decide. Okay， 如果他遗嘱里面没有写谁去操作他的遗嘱的话，法庭呢就只会一个男的还是女的来操作这件事，审判这个他的遗嘱。Transfer by interstate succession, no will。如果他没有遗嘱的话 ，OK， 这个州政府呢就帮他处理。A procedure used to transfer the deceased property of his or her heir if there's no will. Okay. equally between surviving spouse and one child。如果他有一个小孩的话 ，right， 这个配偶跟这个 child，OK， 一人一半。Okay, 1/3 to the surviving spouse and 2/3 to the dividing equally among 2 or more children. Okay, if they have child plus, right? So 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Okay, 这个 2/3, right? 2/3的话, right, is divided by the number of kids equally. They split the 2/3. I mean, yeah, 2/3. Okay, that's how they do that. Okay. 所以呢，他没有遗嘱的话，他怎样去分配 ，right？ 他一个小孩一个配偶的话，每个人一半嘛 ，right？ 如果他两个小孩的话，就1/3，然后每个小孩也是1/3 ，OK？ 如果他超过两个孩子的话 ，right？ 他用2/3来除多少孩子，每个孩子都有一样的分配，就从2/3这边除出来的 ，OK？ And if there's no heir， 如果他没有后人的话 ，right？ 这个加州政府就没收他的房子了 ，called as cheat。OK， 这个单词就是叫 as cheat。OK， 他没有后人，州政府就没收他的房子了。Alright, transfer by accession natural causes。OK， 这个呢是扎泥土上去你的地皮了。OK。这是通过自然的方式 ，OK， 这个浪打这个沙子啊等等 ，OK。So accession is addition of piece of land through forces of nature, natural growth, OK, addition of fixtures or improvement made to the property in error. Okay. So accession could be, you know, a restaurant owner, they default and they don't pay rent, whatever, right? They have a bunch of equipment in there, so the landlord gets those equipment, so it's added onto the property. Okay, it's called accession. That's one way to see it. Okay, or naturally you have more land mass by adding, you know, soil to the piece of land that you have. Accretion, right, is one way to get accession, right? Moving water, adding land to a parcel. These deposits are called alluvium. 这些泥土呢，就叫 alluvium。这个动词叫 accretion， 这个浪打这个泥土上去你这个地皮，增加你的面积。Okay? Avulsion is the opposite. A real property is being lost because land is torn away by action of moving water. Okay? For example, if you have a piece of land like that, and the wave come crashing in, right? Crashing in, okay? And it broke off. Okay? 你有这个地皮 ，right？ 但是这个浪冲浪打浪 ，OK？ 有一天它崩溃了 ，right？ 掉了。这个动词这叫 avulsion。OK？ 水的力气打破你的地皮，就崩溃了。崩溃这个 action 叫 avulsion。就巡视这个地皮了。Encroachment 超限 is when improvement or permanent fixture are placed on property that does not legally belong to that person who places them. Okay, a fence built over a property line onto a neighbor's lot is a form of encroachment. Okay, so let's say you have two neighbors A and B, right? So B rebuilt the fence and it went something like this. Okay, so it went over to A side, It's called encroachment. Okay, or right, A has a tree here, and it grows, and it grows, and it grows, and it grows. This portion is called encroachment because of the airspace, right? Here's a tree, right? It grows, it grows, it grows, it grows, right? So this is encroachment of the airspace, okay? Or they rebuild the garage, right? They knock it down, they build a bigger garage, but it went over, right? So this portion is also called encroachment, okay? This is A and B, okay? B 它的车库 ，right？ 它弄新的加大的车库，哎，它敲线了，哎，这个就是 encroachment。A 的树，哎，长得很猛了 ，OK， 超过这个空间的范围 ，OK， 到 B 的空间，这个也是叫 encroachment，OK。So either way, right? You have 3 years to get it correct. After 3 years, you say nothing, it stays there, and it's tougher for you to get rid of it. Okay? 3年之内，你又叫你邻居去改了 ，OK， 去修理了 ，OK。如果3年之内没有动静的话，你不吭声，就变为永远性的了 ，OK， 你都很难把它取消了 ，OK， 就打官司了 ，OK， 如果对方不允许的话。OK，transfer by occupancy 就是租房子的他放弃 ，OK。They abandoned it, right? One day you try to collect rent, no one's there, you knock on the door, you post up a 24-hour notice, next day you come back and you open the door, everything is empty. They moved out, so they abandoned it, right? So it's the relinquishing of a right of an interest with intention never again to reclaiming it. 他不回来了 ，right？ 他找到好的工作去佛州打工 ，right？ 他也不吭声，不告诉你，他放弃了。So by abandonment, right? The landlord gets it back. OK， 这个房东就收房了，收回去。OK。Alright, adverse possession. So this is acquiring title to someone else's property through continuous and notorious occupancy under certain claim of title. 如果你找到一个房子，空房子 you find an empty house, you just move right in, right? And say hi to your neighbors. I'm the new occupant here, okay? Open and notorious, okay? Uninterrupted use for 5 years. Hostile and adverse. You don't have to ask anyone's permission. There's no one to ask, right? Right or color of title. Okay, after 5 years, you could request the title be changed to yours, but you have to pay that 5 years property taxes. 5 years in a row. Okay, this doesn't happen that often because most houses have a mortgage on it and the bank will foreclose, right? If they don't have a mortgage on it, right, then what happens? That's what happens, right? You got lucky, you go in there, maybe the owner senile, they lost their way, right? It's abandoned, or the heir to this house, they have no interest in it, they don't know about it, etc. Okay? So, and then there's also frauds, right? 他有诈骗的行为 ，right？ 他买走这个老人家 ，right？ 然后呢，他自己住的在里面，5年，他都把这个房子吞了 ，right？ 这个是诈骗行为 ，OK？ Alright, easement by prescription, right? 让路就是用出来的 ，OK？ Prescription 就是用。An easement or right to use another land which can be obtained through 5 years of continuous use. OK， 你常用5年之后就变为让路了。Unlike adverse possession, prescription is the use of the property, not the transfer of title. 这个地还是屋主的 ，OK， 你就可以用 ，OK， 变为一个让路。Owner continue to pay all taxes， OK， 这个屋主地主还是要付税的。Alright, transfer by dedication, right? What's dedication? Gift. Okay, 礼物，送礼物的转让。Dedication is a gift, or they call it appropriation of land by its owner for some public use, usually to a city or county. 很多私人的地啊，他捐出去给城市还是 county， 所以有时候你看到这个小公园的名字 ，OK， 你都不知道是谁，他捐给这个城市的。It can be voluntary or mandatory， OK， 他自愿的还是他不自愿的 ，OK， 不自愿的话就变为这个 eminent domain，OK。If it's mandatory, we'll call it the eminent domain. ED. Okay. All right, title, forms of ownership. Okay, how do you take title, right? 产权有很多种类的 ，OK， 你怎么去姓名哪一种 ？Okay, title is the right to ownership of land and the evidence of that ownership. Okay, 这是一个产权。Okay, there are 6 distinct ways to hold title. 有6种方式 ，OK， 去操作这个产权。OK, severalty is called sole ownership. 单独有这个房子，一个 owner，OK， 一个屋主 is the sole and separate ownership by one individual. It can be married and hold separate property or a corporation. 一个公司还是先生还是太太，他有自己的房产都可以 ，OK， 还是他单身 ，OK。Severalty, remember that, OK. One ownership, single ownership. Tenancy in common, right? Unity of possession. So undivided ownership by 2 or more persons together. Tenants may hold unequal interest. 它可以分配。It could be 50-50, right? It could be more than 2, right? So it could be 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, right? Or it could be, 20, 30, 50, right? It could be more, right? It could be 100, right? Each have 1 times 100, okay? So each has unity of possession or the right to occupy the property. 每个人在里面都有权利去用上的 ，OK？ Each may will or transfer their interest separately. 他可以转让他的部分给他后人的 ，OK？ Each shares proportionally to the expenses and profit of the property. 盈亏一样，跟那个比例走。If you own 10%, you make 10%, you get 10%. You lose 10%, you lose 10%. Okay? Disputes among owners are settled by a partition action, where the court orders the sale of the property and divided assets. Okay? 因为它有纠纷在里面的话，法官会把房子卖掉，分配这个财产，这是根据它的比例来分。Okay? Alright, joint tenancy, right of survivorship. Okay, so you have all these T-tip, okay? Title, all are granted title by the same instrument. Okay, 只有一个 title, ，OK， 它所有的是 equal， right？ 每个人的分配是一样的 ，OK。Time all obtain the title at the same time， 同时拿到这个权利。Interest all own equal shares， 每个人一份跟另外一个人一份是全部是一样的 ，OK。Possession all have equal right to use，OK， 所有的人在里面都可以用上的 ，OK。怎么说呢 ？If you have two, each gets a half, right? If you have three, each three has 1/3. Okay, so let's say you have A, B, C, and D. They each have 25%. Okay, 25%, or quarter, right? If C dies, right, then it becomes 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3, right? And now D dies, right? Then it becomes 1/2, and then 1/2. Okay, and then A die, then B has everything. Okay, 所以我们看4个 owner 用 joint tenancy, right? 可能是爸妈兄弟 ，OK。D 走了 ，right？ 他们一样有1/4 ，OK。D 走了 ，OK。I mean C 走了 ，OK。他们会变为1/3，1/3，1/3， ，OK。然后 D 走了 ，OK。D 走了，他们的一半了 ，right？A 跟 B 跟一半了。A 走了 ，A 走 ，OK。B 得到全部的财产 ，OK。So corporations cannot enter into joint tenancy. Corporation, they never die. Okay, they never die. So it's not fair. Okay, so no corporations. They cannot have joint tenancy. They have tenancy in common. They use this. Okay. All they use was in business. They call it tenancy in partnership. Okay. 2 or more persons who are co-owner of the business, right? They has equal right of possession. The interest passed to the heirs, right? And it depends on the percentage. Okay. It could be 50-50, 51-49, etc. Okay. 他们这个比例这是他们的分配了 Okay. General partnership, you're responsible for everything. Okay. Limited partnership only limit to your investment. Okay. 你的投资它有限的 right? 你损失只有损失你投资这部分。因为你是 general partnership 的话 right? 债务等等你有赔偿 right? 负责所有的债务。Communal properties between husband and wife, okay? 夫妻呢，他们有 communal property 可以在加州。Everything during the marriage is shared by the two. Okay? All contract, rents, etc. has to be signed both by husband and wife. Okay? 两个人有签字的 ，OK？ 这个产权啊、租约啊、买卖房啊 ，right？ 都要两个人签字。Any property obtained by either husband and wife prior to marriage may remain separate property. 他结婚之前有的财产，他可以分开，还是他宣布，哎，在中途还是也可以分开的 ，OK， 因为他愿意的话。The communal estate is liable for all debts incurred by either spouse occurring before or during the marriage. 债务这方面的话，之前也是两人的债务 ，OK。之后也是两个人的债务，所以要小心 ，OK？ 看看另外的配偶有多少债务 ，OK？ Alright, communal property continue, okay? Surviving spouse inherit property unless will to the heir, okay? wages，配偶死了，哎，这个房产是属于另外的配偶了。如果他没有遗嘱给他另外的别人了 ，OK。Wages earned by either spouse during the marriage are considered communal property. OK， 那共同赚钱，这是他们的共同财产。OK，Do not advise a buyer on how to hold property. This is legal advice. 你不用叫一个买主，right， 你的客户怎么去 hold title，因为这个很严重的，right，他的后人啊，right，他的拿不到钱的话，他会埋怨你，就告你，OK。So don't advise on how to take title, okay? Some of the heirs may not get the property and they may sue you. They say, oh, he told me to do this, right? The agent told us to do it this way. Communal property with right of survivorship, okay? This is a special case between husband and wife, okay? 这个是夫妻两个communal property， 但是呢，他加一个 right of survivorship， 一个死了之后呢，另外的配偶就会得到这个财产 ，OK， 所以这个也是很重要的，因为他们二分的话，right， 他们有子女，两边都有子女的话 ，OK， 这个都很麻烦 ，OK， 因为另外配偶的子女他拿不到这个财产 ，OK， 他就是放弃给另外的配偶 ，OK， 活的配偶 ，OK，Probate not necessary. And go straight to the other spouse. Okay, step-up basis for 100% of property. Okay, so whatever is transferred is transferred at market value. Okay， 他转让给另外的配偶的话，他就是用这个姓名账 ，OK， 来转让。Alright, recording and acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is notary. Okay. If you want to do recording, you must have acknowledgement or get it notarized. Okay? 你需要登记在 county 里面的话，你必须要这个文件要公证。Recording, the legal process of making an instrument an official part of the records of the county, right? County 政府有所有的记录 ，okay? Recording provide constructive notice of the transaction. It is assumed to be public knowledge, okay? 这样子的话就叫做这个 notice，okay？ 就是什么观众都可以看到的 ，as opposed to actual notice。Which are facts known only to the individual。如果他没有登记在 county 里面，他只有手交上去给他这个产权的话，就观众都不知道。Okay? Document that have been recorded to be valid, mechanic lien or declaration of homestead。Okay? 这两个文件必须要登记就有效。Okay? 没有登记没效。Okay? Alright, priority recording, OK， 这个顺序很重要 ，OK， 排第一，你登记的话就属于你的了 ，OK。Protect a buyer against subsequent claims against the property. The first in time is the first in right. OK， 你排第一，这是你的了 ，OK。For exception to priority recording, OK， 有一些不正常的，就是 government liens and special assessment。给政府的抵押加上税，特别的税就优先 ，OK。Actual notice of another person's prior right，OK， 他之前已经登记好了。Mechanic lien，OK， 就是人家帮你去装修，你不付钱，这个有排先的 ，OK。Agreement to the contrary， 因为有什么协议之前的协议等等 ，OK。Acknowledgement, okay, so that's what we call notary. Okay. So refer to sign a verbal statement by a named person that has signed that document of his own free will. Okay. So it's sort of like a witness to certify that that's what he signed. Okay. A deed does not have to be acknowledged to be valid, but must be acknowledged to be recorded. Okay. 你要登记的话，必须要 notarize. If you need to record it, you need to get it notarized. Okay. 所以你想登记一个文件，你必须要把它公证，公证完之后就可以记录下来。Okay. Alright, notary public, 公证人. So it is authorized by the state Secretary of State to witness acknowledgements. Okay. The seal, right? 它这个章要所有的资料在上面。Okay. The word notary public is on there. The name of the county, right? In here is San Bernardino. In Los Angeles is Los Angeles. Okay. The name of the notary, right? Who's the notary? What's the name, right? The state seal. Okay. 这个州政府的章。The expiration date. 过期的日期。Okay. 又在这个章上面。Okay. Record in the county where property is located. Okay. Don't get confused, right? You record, a city in a different county. It's not valid. Okay. And whoever accepts it, they should be fired. Okay. All right. Do not give legal advice. Very, very important, right? When you do the real estate, right? Keep it to real estate. Anything of taxes, right? Anything of deed, legal title, and such, leave it to the expert. Okay, tell them to ask the CPA, tell them to ask a lawyer, tell them to ask the counsel. Okay, you could only give them definitions, right? This is what it means, but do not recommend how to do it. Okay, how to hold title and how to do things. Okay, so a real estate person or broker may not. Okay, not. Okay, give legal advice. As the law is a highly complex and specialized profession. That's why you need a bar test, right? A lawyer have to get a law license, right? You don't have that license, so don't be a lawyer, okay? A man who is his own lawyer has a fool for a client. Okay? Alright, so we stop here. It's a little bit early, 11:18. Okay? So we're gonna break for 10 minutes and come back and we'll tell you exactly what this industry holds. Okay, because many of you start and want to get a real estate license, right? And most of you don't know what to expect. Okay, 所以有很多刚开始学习怎么去考这个 license。OK， 你考出来有什么作用呢 ？Right， 等上我们10分钟之后呢，收集完之后，我们讲给大家听。OK， 你这个 license 可以做很多的东西。OK， 也就是这个转行了这个机会。Right。Okay，so we break until 11:30. Okay. Break till 11:30. Okay, so we break till 11:30 a.m. Okay, we're back. Alright, I just want to remind everybody, okay, there's no school next week because of the Labor Day holiday on the 7th. So no school next Saturday, September 5th, okay? 下个礼拜没有播放 ，OK， 没有学校，是劳工节的long weekend。OK， 9月5号没有课 ，OK。If you guys wanna catch up, the other round robin, look at the YouTube channel and find the chapter that you missed or that you want to catch up to, okay? Not the following one, right? Not 3-4 because that's what we do the Saturday afterwards, okay? So you can catch any other lecture other than that and brush up on it, okay? So 上个礼拜没有课 ，OK， 这是记住。Alright, let's talk about in terms of real estate, okay? Why you want to get into this career, okay? And what's involved? Okay, getting an RE license is that the school is $500, okay? But then this will be reimbursed to you, right, as a scholarship. Okay, when you do one sell, okay, buy or sell after your license with brokerage, StarMax Realty. Okay, so basically your tuition is free. Okay, free tuition. Okay, other schools may not do that. Okay, so we do that. So free tuition if you want to get the license and earn a living using that. Okay, now the next investment that you have is the state license. Okay, $245. Okay, that's the license, and then you have to do the test, right, the exam, and then you have to do fingerprint. Okay, and so that's to get your license for 4 years. Okay, so you talk about 245 plus 60 plus 65, okay, 370. Okay, divide by 4. Okay, your first 4 years will be $92 and 50 cents per year. Okay, your second year, your second round, right? Your second 4 years will be what? 245, right? Plus $60, which is your CE, right? Your continuing education. Divide by 4. Okay, 245 plus 60 divided by 4. Okay, it'll come out to $76.25 per year. Okay， 所以我们做这个行业的话，你拿 license， right？ 学校500块 ，OK。但是呢，你考到 license 出来，你做第一个案子 ，right？ 学校会退给你这个500块，所以就是基本上是免费的 ，OK？ 这个学费。然后你第一个 license，right？ 4年这个费用是多少？245块加考试费，60块加打纸模费，370块除个4 ，OK？ 92块5毛钱一年 ，OK？ 后4年的话 ，right？ 245块 ，OK？ 加上这个更新的课程 ，OK？ 45 hours for the CE，OK？ 45个钟头 ，OK？ 除4 ，OK？ 76块2毛5 ，OK？ You see, your license, right? You maintain less than $100 per year. Okay. Now, this is your investment, right? What kind of money can you make? Okay. So let's look. Okay, a typical sale. All right. We're not talking about your $1 million mansion, right? We're not talking about your dinky little house of 250, right? We just look at an average price home, okay, in San Bernardino, right? Not even in LA. LA is 600. So let's look at a 500K home, okay? So, and look at a 5% commission. You split by 2, so 2.5%, okay, times 500K. So how much is that? Okay, bring out your calculator. 500,000 times 1025. Okay, so that's 12,500. Okay, also times your 80% commission rate, right? You have to split that with the company. So that will be exactly $10,000. Alright. So it depends on how many houses you sell a year, right? Let's say normally, right? You sell every other month, so you sell 6. And this, I'm gonna do part-time, okay? So you average 60K. Okay? If you really do it full-time and push hard, right? You could do 1 a month, right? So you double that, that's $12,000, $120,000. Okay, so you could get potentially, okay, 100K of per year. Okay, your $100 license can produce $100,000 per year. Okay, that's what you're looking at. Even if it's 60K, 50K, okay, you only spend $100 for your license, okay, to make that 50K, 60K, 70K, 80K, 100K, or even $250,000, okay. Now, why I say that? This is based on a $500,000 home. If you niche yourself into $1 million category, this is automatically double, okay. So you're talking about 240K plus. Okay, if you sink yourself into the higher price market. Okay, 好，我讲。我们 卖房子 ，OK， 洛杉矶这边大概60万以上 ，OK， 我们不是讲100万的，还是小的25万 ，OK， 中型的就是大概50万的房子，我们不是涨那个6%，我们涨5%，OK， 除2.5，OK， 这是佣金，所以呢，这个呢是12500块，乘你这个分配，这是80%，OK， 公司给你80%，你拿到是1万块，1年之内你做每2个月你卖一栋 ，OK， 6套房子，这6万块。努力一些 ，OK， 推一推，你买12栋还是10栋，就10到12万1年 ，OK。如果你不卖这些便宜的房子，你推到100万房子的话 ，right， 你可能full time 的话，你可以得到 OK 24万还是25万这个范围。所以你看，你呢花100块1年，你的牌照费就可以拿到10万块的这个盈利 ，OK， 每一年哦 ，OK， 所以不管是5万块也好，6万块也好，8万块还是10几万 ，OK， 还是3万块，哎，你100块有这个牌照就可以拿到这些佣金了 ，OK， so I'm talking, right? This is for real estate only, right? In the residential, okay? What about commercial? Okay? 我刚才讲这是住宅啊 ，OK？ 我没有讲到是商业。Commercial is a different animal, right? Very, very powerful, right? Because a lot of money involved. Okay? A student of ours just graduated 2 months. Okay? He leased out, right? A warehouse, right? 50K per month. Okay? And it's for 65 months. Okay? At 2.5%. The check coming is $82,000. Okay? And he get 80%, 64K. That's his first check leasing a warehouse. Okay? That's his first check. Okay? So commercial is a big plus, right? So we talk about buy, sell, and lease, right? Residential, commercial. We also have businesses, right? 我们可以买卖生意的 okay? That you could get even bigger, 5%, 10%, 15%, depending on how big the business is. Okay, so that's another income. Alright, so it adds up. Okay, we could also do solar. We teach you how to do solar. Okay, you get about $2,000 per house. That's in the residential arena. Okay, and then in the commercial sector, that's at least 20K per building. Okay, and other stuff, we have investments. Okay, investment typically you get anywhere from 20K to 100K. Okay, so we're talking about this little portion here, which translates to 50 to 100K. That's the start. Okay, and then you have all the rest that could push you up to at least $250,000. Okay, to $500,000 compensation per year. Okay, this is unlimited. Okay, 没有限制 ，OK， 你多努力的话 ，right， 你就可以拿到无限量的佣金，可以拿到 ，OK。So in a nutshell, right, you have your real estate license, which is less than $100 per year, right? Plus, of course, you have your other expenses, right? Your car, right? Your phone, right? Your computer, right? Your MLS, your e-key, right? All of that to produce an income anywhere from 50K to 150K. That's the normal range, okay, that you're looking at, okay? So the potential is high, okay? I mean, you could do part-time here, okay, making 20 to 30K. You could go full-time here, and you go beyond the scale, okay? You can make 250 plus K, okay? Oops. Oops. Yeah, 250K plus, okay? So it is very rewarding, okay? You spend $100. Where can you spend $100, right? I mean, you go to a good dinner for two is $100 right there already. Okay. Um, get your license, and you could make this type of income. Okay. And if you want to really excel, you could go to 250 and beyond. Okay. And especially when we allow you to build a team. Okay, to do so. Okay. So remember, right, what I told you in the beginning, right? This curve here, right? Okay, is always going to be there. Okay, and how you read it, how you use it, okay, you can make lots and lots of money. Okay, so on a down curve here, right? We're going to be in a selling mode right now. We're almost peak, right? We're right here. Okay, we encourage people to sell right now. Okay, and then when it goes down, we do foreclosures and make money. All right, so that's the key. Okay. Other than you buy sell, okay, you could do projects yourself. So I could show you, if you have an investment of $150,000 cash, you could do flips. That could get you at least 10%, okay, per house, and you do two a year, okay, and you should get at least 20%, okay, anywhere from 15 to about 25%. That's the range that you could expect by doing flips. Not regular flips, but what we call add-on flips. Okay, add-on flips. Meaning what? 3 bedroom, 1 bath, right? You change it to a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. That's the minimum, right? Or 3-1 or 2-1, right? You go for 4-3. Okay, but the land lot have to be big. Okay, bigger lot, so you could do the add-on. So anywhere of this, okay, to a 4-3, the discrepancy price, right, is 100K plus. This is where you make the money. Okay, so get your license, $100 a year. That's your cost to keep your license, and you can make 50K to 150K. Okay, so this is your new career that you can look forward to. All right. Okay, so I'll sign off. This is 11:45. So remember, next week, right? next week. We don't have school, no school, okay, no broadcast, okay. Rest at home, stay safe, stay healthy. All right. Okay. So see you next Saturday.